Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming and welcome to another live stream. Today is going to be back on Oreo McFury. I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing what I'm doing, trying to get some upgrades. We got ourselves a 6-link last time. We had to do some creative stuff with our links here, but I'll start off just doing a quick overview of the character. Currently just short of 4,900 health. We have unbuffed 127k DPS, and we have 100% impale chance. We have pride, that kind of thing, 100% accuracy. So we're pretty set on most things. Our defenses could be better. We are overcapped on resistances, not quite LE resistance, capped on lightning, trying to get that worked out. We had to kind of abandon one of our better armors, trying to 6-link it, and I think I'm gonna throw that here so we can attempt to 6-link it again in the future. But that's kind of our project. The current one we have is pretty weak, but it works out. We have a decent amount of DPS. We've successfully run some red tier maps. Managed to build ourselves up a little bit of a pool of red maps, and I think that's where we're going to start here. So, only got so many tier 13s. Gonna throw those on there. There's no physical reflect, so we'll just go ahead and throw that on there. Still no phys reflect. Doesn't seem too difficult. Might be a little bit troublesome, but for the most part it's not too bad. We might get frozen. Monsters deal extra damage as chaos. I don't think I have that many chaos. Yeah, I have 9 chaos, so we're probably gonna have to avoid running that, or avoid running any kind of mods on for now. Bad thing about solo self-bound is we can't just sell stuff for a bunch of chaos. Could do chaos recipe, but that would slow us down a lot. So yeah, we're gonna just jump into it, get into the mapping here. Start off with tier 13 terrorists. Got Elva. We definitely need Elvas. We have tier 1 empowerment. I think that's probably better than breach splinters, the potential tier 3 for that. Maybe not. I think maybe we'll go for the breach splinters instead. Like, we have decent enough boots so that it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but as you can see, we pop packs pretty quickly. Single target's a little bit of an issue still. We can always pop our berserk once we get that, but not too bad. And yeah, once we get our berserk going, and once we get our rage stacks up, kind of low attention span here, so I almost missed the boss and almost died there. Took a good portion of the health. That's okay. It's fine. Softcore. we'll get back into it. Open up. Got it. Haha. Just barely got that. Pick up this jeweled foil. It is going to be item level 80, so we can try to craft a better. We can try to craft something better than what we have on this, and I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to put aside this jeweled foil and any other jeweled foils. 80 is where you can potentially get the tier 1 rolls for flat physical and percent physical damage. So we can see if we can potentially craft something. Not gonna chaos spam. I'll probably try a couple of essences. If that doesn't work out, we can always alt spam them, and then regal and craft whatever we don't get. So the idea of alt spamming is, whoa. Speaking of spamming, gotta spam that instant flash. Took a fair amount of damage there. And we'll see if maybe we want these murder boots. Hey, Mrs. 2. How's it going? Tunnels got strong boxes and chest of armor. We'll take the strong boxes. Do the strong box setup here. Okay, and this is going to take a bit. There you go. Got that taken care of. Good. Awesome. Well, kind of awesome. It's good that you're doing good. If you enjoying being at work, then that's great. If you don't, then sucks. But I'm glad you're tuned in either way. Didn't clear that one very well. So yeah, still having a little bit of an issue with clearing. We're going to get a lot more damage though in the near future. A lot of crit multi, so that'll be nice. And hopefully we can craft better foils. That's the plan, at least. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Nope. I should have managed that a little bit better. I should have kited him back. Maybe. Well, let's check what we have here. Okay, get rid of those. I'll go ahead and put this aside for crafting. We could potentially do some fossil crafting as well. We'll have to go get some resonators, as we completely lack resonators. Haven't been finding a lot during the delves proper, so might have to buy them. We'll have to see how much we have left as far as our sulfite. But it's always something to look forward to. Yeah, so having a little bit of trouble with tier 13 maps at the moment. A little too squishy. Ooh, getting a little bit of rubber banding there. Haven't had that in quite a while. So that. There you go. I don't know if I had my flask up. Is this a monster variety one, or? Because I hadn't run into any explodey quill boys before that. Porcupines. Whatever they may be. Whoa. The deeps. I have some trouble with this boss, but... Whoa! Speaking of quill boys... Yeah, I should have backed up. That's a little too forward with this. I need to take a chill pill, relax on those porcupines a little bit. Don't go rushing into them. Probably the biggest weakness of the build. It was a lot better when we had higher armor and health. But as it stands, we had to choose between that and a 6-link, and we needed the clear speed a little bit more. This is soft core, so some deaths are always not so bad, at least. Could be worse. Wow. Getting the crazy rubber banding here. What's going on with that? Doesn't seem to be lag. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with rubber banding in ages. I didn't think this map would be as difficult as it's turning out to be in terms of how much trouble we're having surviving. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of kite these back little by little, pop our health potion, let ourselves refill. We gotta take it slow with these guys. They still might crit, and that would be spell bad news for us. But it looks like that method was good enough at least. Worked out. Alright, so before we go up there, we're gonna clear, because that'll lead up into the boss room, but there's always this little side segment. So that's one of the quirks of this map, is that it is very linear for the most part, but there's a little bit of extra at the end, and then you can go up into the boss area. Not bad though, I like this map well enough. The porcupine, ooh. Can get something, get ourselves a 6-link bow there. Sparring room. I think we'll have to take the arena, or Architect of the Arena. Always like to get those currency items going. Alright. Oh, damage. Taking a lot of deeps there. Yeah. Yeah, Cyclone plus Porcupines is not good. Especially in this kind of build. If you have dodge and such, it's a little bit easier, but we're running, well, the actual build we're running here doesn't really have much in the way of armor, evasion, or dodge, so it's kind of super vulnerable to that kind of thing, unfortunately. Yep. So, gonna go little by little. Just let ourselves recover. There you go. Got it. Yeah, the method for dealing with those is just kind of, hey, Wall, how's it going, man? Good to have you back in the Discord. Also try to keep my, I think those are the cold damage ones, but, and also there's added cold damage in general, which makes them a little bit more dangerous, but having our stone skin flask up is always nice. Yeah, having some flags, some rubber banding, some desync. Lots of bad stuff going on here. Alright. We've dealt with the porcupines. Yeah, when I see porcupines for the first time in a map, I always think, I can probably tank it with life leech and stuff, right? And it never ends up working out like that. Oh, Sweden! Marcus, how's it going, man? Having the rough map. I don't think I've died this much in a map on this character yet, but kind of knew what we were getting into for the most part. Gotta clear the boss. I need it for completion, so we're going back in. But yeah, this has been quite the map. If we had this armor, if we would have managed to successfully 6-link it, would have been a lot better. 131 life is a lot better than 11 life. I should have just put a portal down. I should have put a portal down up there because, I mean, I could have just walked back to it anyway. I've been avoiding putting down extra portals because I'm running low on portal scrolls, but hopefully we're close enough to getting the card for our portal gem, or we can get a portal gem to drop. That'd be nice. Be convenient. Yeah, let's just plop ourselves a portal right smack in the center here. And let's also clear these. So warm in here. Well, I don't think it's super warm in here. I'm just not used to wearing a shirt inside. Oh! Boom. And I'm also wearing a long sleeve shirt. So that was a poor decision. Mistakes were made. Hey, a divine orb. Nice. Not too shabby. Get the gauntlets. Wipe my sweat. Getting nice and toasty. Alright. Looks like we got pretty much everything taken care of here. Go deal with the boss, the big boss. Is this the, yeah, it's the pool one. I hate this guy, but okay. We should be fine. Ooh, don't freeze me, man. Super obnoxious. We have extra cold damage, so we're particulate. Montreal, Canada. Hot summer here too. Yeah. Yeah, it's been warm. It's been over 90 degrees more often, I think, this summer. All right. This man, It's Death City in here today. I might have to go warm up in some lower ones. Yeah, it's been over 90 degrees more often this summer, I think, than many previous summers. Although last summer definitely would give it a run for its money for sure. But yeah, it's been, or was it last summer? Was the really hot one? It might have been. I don't remember. Can't stand on those balls. Alright, we got it. Got it. Yeah, but none of these summers really stack up to the summer I had in Tennessee. That one was intense. Never going back to the South again. Staying in the nice, comfy North. Sure, we have a larger temperature difference here in the North. Like, it gets the difference between the coldest and the hottest months. Yeah, that's true. We have hardcore winters and fairly hot summers. Probably the least temperate of all of the things. But yeah, let's try to craft a jeweled foil. Let's get this party started. So first things first, we're gonna, yep, oh, only needed one. Nice. Second things second. Let's see. How do we want to go? Well, let's go check to see if we can buy some resonators. See if we can do some fossil crafting. It's always a good first thing to try. Is some fossil crafting. If not, we can. How much do we have? I can't even tell. I'll have to go. All right, 842. So let's go ahead and purchase some of these. We're gonna have to use some scours, which is okay. And then let's check what kind of fossils we have. We have more physical. Jagged is always nice. And I guess we're gonna go with our jaggeds. Not really what we're looking for, unfortunately. Oh, that's, well, never mind. That's not that good. Triple prefix, we could always craft attack speed, but yeah, that's looking like a much lower number than I had initially hoped. We'll try a shuddering fossils, get some high attack speed rolls on this, maybe. Nope. Not so good. Anything else that might be worth trying out of these? Not really. Okay. So that was a failure there. Let's try some alt spam. Don't have a lot of alts. Tier 4, flat fizz. Tier 3 hybrid. That's not too bad. 15 on hit. It's not great either. We don't have that many alts, so this probably isn't gonna bear anything, but it's worth an attempt, right? 24 attack speed. Okay. Low attack speed, 99 physical. That is pretty much what we can get by crafting anyway. But I'm gonna multi. 2 more. Let's go. I could have tried the critical chance there. Unfortunately, no go on that stuff. Let's try some of these. Get some fossil crafts on here. Not fossil, get some. I don't think I have any that are good with this. I think I already used these previous. There's not really anything I can do as far as essences go at the moment. Oh. And try, we're so low on elk. and chaos. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to just leave it be for now, unfortunately. I was hoping to craft something good, but looks like we just don't have the currency for it. Might have to lower our loot filter for a little bit. First of all, because we need portal scrolls. But yeah, this is as good a time as any to go delving. And we got some juicy stuff here. We got a couple of currency nodes near us, so we're gonna go for those currency nodes. I'm glistening. There you go. Kept pressing the wrong button. Got ourselves some sort of lab enchant helmet. Gotten loot. Probably shouldn't be going back for wisdom scrolls. I can get plenty of wisdom scrolls since we're picking up transmutes. Hey, thanks. Got a TARDIS mug. One of my buddies got it for me for my birthday like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't use it that often because I usually use the coffee makes me poop one, just because it's a round mug. A square mug is really weird. I like the mug visually, of course, but in terms of its practicality, something's just sort of awkward about using a square mug. It's hard to, I mix heavy whipping cream in with my coffee, and it's kind of hard to stir, and when I do stir, it makes clanky sounds. It's hard to get a nice smooth stir. That's true. Jessica's got some interesting mugs as well. Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean. Doesn't... Wait, do you have Michael Jordan from Spaceman? Oh yeah. Batman, yeah, Batman mug. As in... Yeah. And when we say Batman, we don't mean like a Batman symbol. We mean literally Batman's face. Yeah, head. Went to Montreal last winter, pretty snowy and cold. That's true. It does, yeah, the north is definitely much snowier, but I think that's a good trade-off, you know? I think so. I love the cold. My body temperature is very hot. I like snow. I think it's pretty, but yeah, driving, the roads get really bad, of course. So that's bad news, but I like the snow in terms of I like the looks of the snow. I'm a big fan of just like looking at the snowy bluffs and rivers and whatnot. I love the river when it's snowing, when it's all iced over. It looks gorgeous. Big fan. Yeah. At least we don't have to shovel here. Landlord does it. Oh yeah, that's true. We had to shovel the driveway a couple of times because it was just, it dumped on us really hard this last winter. It was quite the snowy winter. I think we got more snow in like the month of February this last year than we get in a whole year normally, and this is in Wisconsin, so that's a testament right there. Alright, get ourselves some currency. Yeah, I used to love to play in the snow as a kid too. Like, it was just my favorite thing. Big piles of snow, snow forts, snow fights, all of that. Naturally, also, it's a lot easier to put on more clothes, and I feel like I'm very resilient to the cold, just generally speaking. Like, if it's below 0, I feel way more comfortable than if it's over 90 degrees. Because I can just put, like, you know, a scarf and a hat on, and I'm fine. it's above 90 degrees, no matter how many clothes I take off. First of all, there's a legal limit to how many I can take off in public. Second of all, you know, it doesn't matter. At that point, I will die. I will literally die. I mean, that's a slight exaggeration, but I did get heat stroke several times as a kid during particularly hot summers. So I would pass out and had to go to the hospital from playing out in the hot weather. I went rollerblading one time, and I was rollerblading on the school track, and I passed out, and my cousin had to take me home, and they had to rush me to the hospital. And when I was in 10th grade, I was trying out for the football team, and I passed out during the second practice. It was a particularly hot day. I think it was around 90 degrees, and I passed out. So I don't tolerate the heat well. Not at all. Ooh. Cold though, absolutely fine. I used to walk below zero weather. I would walk in my wet swimming trunks when I used to work at a water park in the Wisconsin Dells, and it's an indoor water park. It's called the Kalahari. I would walk to the car through the parking lot at below zero. I wouldn't even change out of my wet swimming trunks. They would be frozen solid by the time I got there. My hairs would be frozen solid. I'd be pretty much fine, honestly. I mean, it was a short walk and everything, but it never bothered me too much. So cold, all good. Heat, nah. Northern man through and through. Hate warm weather, always bright outside, love cold and darkness, candles and shit. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Marcus. I'm exactly the same way. I like it to be really dark. People always used to come into my room and tell me how gloomy it was, and I would just have no lights on, just the computer screen going. Obviously, I have the room lit up right now for for the lighting of the camera. You can't really see me very well with the face cam if I don't have that on, but I would always, I have to sleep in, well, actually, I used to have to sleep in absolute darkness. I got used to sleeping in the same room my computer is in. I don't anymore, but I got used to it the last two places I stayed. And so now, like, the glow of an electronic device is actually kind of comforting when I sleep, but I used to have to sleep in absolute darkness, like blackout curtains type thing, no lights, also absolute silence, because I'll wake up really easily if there's any kind of noise at all, which makes living in an apartment very difficult. I don't sleep well. Not at all. Even like the creaking of floors from neighbors is enough to wake me up fairly often. Vampire in my former life? That might be true for me. I'm pale enough for sure. I've got the complexion. I've got the affinity for the darkness. Might be true for me too. Never know. Got ourselves a 6 skull wand there. Aw yeah. Yeah, it's really bad though. Not very good. I used to even read in the dark. I used to read by moonlight when I was a kid. I would like go up to the window and like just the glow from the moon, or maybe if there was a street lamp outside. Noise, yeah. The noises, I don't know. I'm such a light sleeper. It's insane how light of a sleeper I am. Like any kind of movement, noise, light will instantly wake me up. As a result, I've gotten used to, not sleeping that much. Sometimes I get a fine amount of sleep. Sometimes I just happen to have that, but can only sleep in total darkness, which makes it really difficult in the summer months. Ah, you're close to the Arctic Circle. Yeah, that would do it. The long days and long nights being, that far south or north? Arctic. But yeah, I know what you mean. I have those exact same difficulties. So, like my nice, quiet. When we had a house, it was the nicest. When we were renting a house. It was still a little difficult, but at least at one point everybody I was living with had the same kind of sleep schedule, so it was really optimal. It was I would get full nights of sleep all the time. It was great. Divine Ire. I could run a Divine Ire character. I don't know. I'm gonna throw that in here because you never know. It is a Solaris Circlet, which is pretty weak, but it's a possibility. It's something that could happen, you know. Make it work. All right. Sell some of this nonsense. Looks like it's pretty much exclusively nonsense here. Yep. Got some all attributes crit chance life, but no stats, no resistances. Not super interested in that. We'll take that though. Live in a big, quiet house when your kids sleep? Ah, yes. That's the most terrifying prospect of having children for me, is the fact that I will never again sleep. The minimal sleep time I have will be gone forever until they're old enough to, you know, be a little bit more quiet. But I fear the multiple years of literally zero sleep. That would be no bueno. But yeah, it's a big quiet house would be nice. Like something newer so it's not super creaky, you know, far enough away from neighbors. Away from, I actually grew up on a block and a half away from train tracks. So I got really used to trains going by as white noise. We're actually really close to train tracks right now even. We're like maybe 3 blocks away. So yeah. Oh yeah, I imagine it's definitely worth it. Still fear the lack of sleep though. Gotta get over that bump. Yeah. A lot of people, most of my friends that I grew up with have kids at this point. I'm one of the rarities. Actually, it depends which group of friends. Like some of my groups of friends had kids, settled down, and some of them didn't at this point. But yeah, I would say I'm in the minority in terms of my same age or similar age friends. In terms of just never having kids, that kind of thing. It's something I want eventually, though, for sure. I want like 2 kids or so, I think, one day. I'm always, you know, I'm always in that mindset that I want to get myself where I want to be in life first before I have kids. So I keep putting it off. Also, I never found anyone before Jessica that I was sure that I wanted to have kids with. And now I'm with someone that I'm sure that I would want to have kids with. So that's a big difference. So now it's just a matter of getting everything in my life in order. And then, yeah, that's the way it is. Oh yeah, well, it's something for me. It's something I want to do eventually. Not immediately, but eventually. Got 2 boys. Hey! One of them loves POE, 10 and 8. Awesome. Bringing up the next generation of Behind Eyes gaming viewers. Perfect. Making sure I'll be able to sustain my channel for a long, long time. Yeah, that'd be cool. You know, I have one of my buddies, he has a boy and a girl, and they're both old enough to kind of be into video games now. Although I haven't seen the one since he was like 3. He's probably like 5 or 6. And then his daughter's got to be like 11 by now, I think. Maybe not. Maybe, I'm really bad at calculating. Maybe like 9 or 10. But, hey, Bansky. How's it going, man? Yeah. But it's cool to have kids and have kind of similar interests with them. That's always fun. I remember my mom's birthday it was on the same day that the Harry Potter movies would come out most years. So I mean, I was kind of old, but I grew up with them as kids and everything. So we would always make it a thing to go in because me and my mom both really like reading. Now, granted, she likes those like Immortal Highlander and vampire and werewolf romance novels mostly, but she also really liked the Harry Potter books and that kind of thing. So we one of the things we would do as a family is we would, instead of, well, we'd have movie nights and everything too, but sometimes instead of that we would sit down with a book when we were growing up. Like me and my brother both really liked Goosebumps and the Animorphs and that kind of thing. So we would just take turns reading chapters. We'd pass it around, like my whole family, me, my mom, my dad, and my brother, and we would each read a chapter, and we would just spend the whole night. And sometimes we'd get through an entire book. It'd usually be like on a Friday or Saturday night. Pretty chill. We'd grab some pizza or like burgers and French fries or some kind of like comfort or reward type food. Hey, awesome, dude. How was your vacation, man? And I'd like to do something like that with my kids too, because Jessica and I both really enjoy reading. Like that was one of the things we bonded with. Granted, I haven't been reading as much as I'd like to lately, but it's definitely something. I'm gonna have to get back into that. I really need to get back into reading. Maybe I'll set aside an hour a day or so, or a couple of times a week at least, to just read, because I feel like that's something I really miss doing. The problem is just like anything, I would really binge read. I would end up like sitting down with a book and like locking myself into a room until I was finished. I would basically not come out. One of the best ones. Awesome, dude. Hey, vacations are always amazing. Always fun. I mean, usually fun. Sometimes everything that could go wrong does go wrong, and that's kind of lame, but if you let yourself enjoy it, then that can still be fun, like an adventure. Kids and video games? Yeah. We're talking about just kind of things to bond with your kids. Like Marcus was talking about how one of his kids enjoys POE, and I was talking about how great it is to have shared interest with your kids. Like one of my buddies who has a son and a daughter, their kids are into anime and video games and stuff. So they have a lot of fun activities they can do as a family that they all enjoy. And that's really cool. I like that. And I was talking about how in my family that was reading, because my mom was a huge reader, and my dad always read to us as kids too. So yeah. Yeah, he's bringing up the next generation of Behind Eyes gaming fans. Keeping the PoE, the longevity. You got to bring kids into it, I mean, PoE's been going strong for a really long time, and it seems like it has legs. So it's not one of those games that's petered out. It's just growing stronger over time. And I hope that continues as somebody who, has a PoE channel. Alright. Head back and sell some stuff, make some opportunity. God of War, Fortnite. When we play co-op, we play Lego series. Yeah, I've heard the Lego Batman and that kind of thing are really, really fun games. I haven't actually played them myself, but I've heard very good things about them. Even from adults who enjoy them a lot, so... I unfortunately lack a console. They might be on PC, but I've never really thought. I don't feel like I would purchase them. They're not something I would really be interested in purchasing at the time. Fruit fly just landed on me. I killed 14 fruit flies today, keeping a tally. We're trying to exterminate them from our apartment. I don't know. They must have come back in some onions or something, but they've been replicating like crazy, and we're trying to Trying to keep them in check. Even the Lego movie games? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they look really fun. Like a lot of collection, a lot of kind of sarcastic humor like that. That humor that both kids and adults can enjoy, which is always good. I like movies that have that kind of thing going for them too, because, you know, all the Avengers, all the Star Wars. Yeah. That might be true. Nothing wrong with that. Lego Star Wars. Yeah, I've heard the Lego video games are just super fun. Kind of have that old school like collect 'em type gameplay set up, like, you know, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, those older games that you used to, you know, collect a lot of stuff and it was semi-open world. Banjo-Kazooie, that kind of thing. There aren't a lot of those kinds of games left, and I think that's one of the reasons why those kinds of games kind of work for adults too these days, is because that style of games kind of dead in the adult market. I mean, they're trying to bring that kind of collecting, free-roaming game back a little bit. I know there was a Kickstarter to make a game similar to Banjo-Kazooie, for instance. Hey! Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Darth Vader, that's right. One of the most interesting characters in Star Wars. That's for sure. Man, I wish I enjoyed the new Star Wars. None of the new ones I've enjoyed. At least I enjoyed, actually, you know what? Episode 7 wasn't that bad. I give it a hard rap. It was, but also the, the Rogue something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that one wasn't that bad either. So, but I really didn't like episode 8 and the Han Solo one type thing. Skylander's a good game. My cousin, I have a much younger cousin, like my uncle had him much later, and they're a really big fan. Rogue One, yeah, that one wasn't that bad. Episode